Hey guys, welcome to Smack Talk. I'm your host Michael, and I'm doing my top 10 NXT champions. This is all biased. If you guys don't agree, if you think certain superstars should be higher up in this compared to others, I would love to hear back. But like I said, this is my top 10 NXT champions. So let's get on with it. Number 10. Bo Dallas, with a championship reign lasting 261 days, the third longest reign so far in NXT history. He had Believe all over that title. He came off as probably one of the best superstars in NXT at the time, and he had the biggest surprise win, defeating Big E himself for the title. Unfortunately, since his brilliant NXT time, Bo hasn't been able to capture that magic onto the main roster. But now that he's partly working for The Miz, I'm hoping him and Curtis Axel can move up and get some momentum in their careers, because I truly believe that Bo Dallas was a great NXT champion at the time when he was working in NXT. Number 9, Big E. Now, Big E had probably one of the most awesome NXT title wins I remember. And I mean, there's been amazing title wins. But for me, it's up there in the top 3, at least in the top 3 or 4 best NXT title wins I've ever seen. He defeated the first ever NXT champion, Seth Rollins, and this is Seth Rollins when he was part of the Shield. So you had Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose backing him up. It pretty much started as Ambrose and Reigns beat the crap out of Big E in the locker room, in the changing room. The whole locker room came out to defend their own. Big E comes out, belly to belly suplex, boom, and beats Seth Rollins. The big guy himself, since he's left NXT, he's become a Intercontinental Champion, and he is one of the longest reigning tag team champions of all time, working with the New Day. So as you can see, unlike Bo, he has truly captured that momentum from NXT, and to be honest, I liked the Big E we've got now compared to the Big E we had at NXT, because he was just a big enforcer kind of character when he was around NXT. Now he's more lovable, kind of jokey. I love this new Big E. His reign lasted 154 days. What can you say? He was also the first African American to win the NXT title. So, you know, props. This is at this time. I think this is Triple H show saying anyone can win the title. And as you can see, Bo Dallas winning the title, Big E winning the title. It pretty much showed, anyone could win this title at this period. It was a really awesome event, and the reigns were quite lengthy as well. Number 8, I think that this is the one which I think most people are going to be very, very angry and very, very upset by putting it in 8th. But I just felt like he is at this position right now. Obviously, once his reign is over, there you go, hint. I think he'll be moving up further in my list. But the current NXT champion, Bobby Roode. I've just recently seen Bobby Roode live at Leeds Arena. He was entertaining. He was fun. He's a great heel. He's literally the best, one of the best heel champions we've got. I think there's only Kevin Owens right now and Neville. Kevin Owens and Neville are the 2 best heel champions we've got in the company. They're just so entertaining. Bobby Roode, what a win! He won his NXT championship on Takeover San Antonio against Nakamura. Using Nakamura injured his leg. Bobby Roode took advantage. and won. It was one of the highlights of that pay-per-view. Network exclusive shows, and it was so fun. It was entertaining. I can't wait to see how much more his character develops in NXT. I can't wait for him to come into the main roster, because I want him in SmackDown, personally saying. Maybe it's because my show's called Smack Talk and I want everyone to be on SmackDown, but I think Bobby Roode would fit the SmackDown kind of atmosphere. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to see AJ Styles versus Bobby Roode? So there's no what's he's done since he's met on main roster, because he's still on the NXT roster right now. Number 7 is Sami Zayn, with the shortest reign so far in NXT history, with only 63 days. But the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn has probably been one of the most over superstars in WWE history. He's so fun, so brilliant. He's one of the best wrestlers to watch live. I was fortunate enough to see him live again in Leeds, and he was just absolutely amazing last year. I can't wait to see him come back to the UK again and entertain us like he did last time. He won his NXT Championship belt against his friend Neville at TakeOver Revolution. Then when he was celebrating with his friends, Kevin Owens came out, and we'll talk about Kevin Owens a bit later. But yeah, it kind of started off the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens hatred, and since then, whatever you say about Sami Zayn, he is entertaining as hell. Memorable moments so far, Sami coming out for the US Open Challenge against John Cena. He's been in WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship belt. He's been in the hunt for the Money in the Suitcase twice now. He's been he is one of the most entertaining superstars. I keep saying that, but yeah. Number 7, Sami Zayn. Number 6 is Neville at 287 days. This was at one point the longest reigning WWE NXT champion ever. Neville beat Bo Dallas, who was the longest reigning champion at this point, at NXT Arrival, and this was the first for many reasons for NXT. It was the first ladder match in NXT history, and it was the first ever show streamed on the WWE network. If you haven't seen it, I recommend seeing it. Neville is just amazing. He's the first Englishman to win the NXT title as well. I don't want to spoil it for you, but seriously, guys, watch that. Watch the show, because it is one of the best matches you'll see in probably in NXT. Since he's left the NXT roster and gone on to the main roster, he's now part of the Cruiserweight division, and he is now the king of the Cruiserweight, completely turning into a full-on heel, beating Rick Swann for his title. Neville is one of the most entertaining factors on Raw, so him turning heel, becoming king of Cruiserweights, and just absolutely killing that division. It's so entertaining, and I can't wait to see what else Neville brings to that division. Number 5 is Seth friggin' Rollins, the first ever NXT champion, beating Jinder Mahal, who is the current WWE World Champion, and his reign lasted 132 days. This was set when Seth was a face. Obviously, when he went onto the main roster, he turned heel, joining the Shield. He's one of his biggest moments ever I think, is holding the WWE title. Seth's had an amazing career since leaving NXT. He's been WWE World Champion twice. He's been United States Champions once. He's been Mr. Money in the Bank. He's been Tag Team Champions with Roman Reigns, with the Shield. He's had a very successful career since his time at NXT. If you haven't seen Seth's match against Jinder Mahal, you can see it on the WWE YouTube and NXT. The WWE Network. It is worth a watch if you've got a quick couple of minutes to just watch that match. But it's worth a watch. Number 4, Nakamura, the second ever 2-time NXT champion, beating Samoa Joe twice for this title, by the way. His first time he claimed it was at TakeOver Brooklyn 2, and then his second title reign began in Osaka, Japan. I'm going to pronounce that terribly wrong, and people are just going to say, oh my god, how can you not pronounce that name? I can't, leave me alone. His reign altogether, his 2 reigns lasted 149 days. He would lose it to the current NXT champion, Bobby Roode. But since he's only recently left NXT, but his time on SmackDown Live, he's been in the Money in the Bank suitcase match, and him and AJ Styles stole that pay-per-view. So his career so far has been very strong. He's one of the top guys on SmackDown, and it just looks like they're just pushing him in the right direction since his time in NXT. Number 3 is the first ever 2-time NXT champion, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe won his first NXT title match at a live show, so he was the first to do that because Nakamura did it in Japan, but he was the first guy to win the NXT title and blowing up the internet, because I remember Twitter just exploding that day that Samoa Joe beat Finn Balor at a house show for the NXT title. And I'm not joking, I remember just waking up one morning and my Twitter was going mental because everyone was going, oh my god, Samoa Joe is NXT champion, he beat Finn Balor, which is meant to be a house show. House shows, it's very rare that there's a title change at a house show. It's very rare. The show I went to in Leeds, they were using the old belts. They didn't have the new shiny belts, which they had for nearly a month by this pick, well, nearly 2 months, and they still were using the old belts. So that just tells you, doesn't it? But he beat Finn Balor. His reign lasted 136 days. That's both reigns lasted 136 days. Then he beat Nakamura at TakeOver Toronto. That was again another shot victory. Because everyone just went, Nakamura's gonna win this. No way, Nakamura's gonna lose the belt. Nope, Nakamura lost the belt. It was entertaining, and I remember the NXT shows before the Toronto paper, NXT TakeOver Toronto. There was so much hatred between the two guys. It felt real, and I know WWE, it's really well staged at NXT, and it worked so well. You could tell both guys were ready to go anytime, and they really, it felt like a real rivalry. Since Samoa Joe has left NXT, he has now become the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship. So that's my phone going off. That will be awesome because it's Samoa Joe taking on Brock Lesnar. We will be doing a podcast for that. And by the way, we have 3 guests for that. We have my co-host Jay and we have my co-host Yasha for that one. That's going to be entertaining. But yeah, number 3, Samoa Joe. Number 2, Kevin Owens. Alright, Kevin Owens is my spirit animal. I'm just saying it right now. If any wrestler ever, apart from Edge, was around, Kevin Owens is the man. Kevin Owens' reign lasted 143 days, beating Sami Zayn, his best friend, in NXT TakeOver Rival. The referee had to call the match. He KO'd Sami. He constantly powerbombed him. Before the match even started, he attacked Sami, literally destroyed him. Referee had to call it, and KO won. KO is probably one of the best memories of NXT, for this championship belt, is when Kevin Owens came out at the Open Challenge against John Cena, US Open Challenge, beat Cena with the NXT, and that was just like, I think for a lot of people who didn't know about NXT at this period, like myself, because I didn't know NXT existed at this period. I knew about I knew SmackDown, Raw, but not NXT. You had KO come out of nowhere, beat the guy who could never be beaten, John Cena, and wow, you opened up a doorway for a lot of fans who were like, who's this guy? What's NXT? I want to watch it. Since his time at NXT, he has become a 2-time United States champion, a 2-time Intercontinental champion. He has become the second ever Universal champion. He's practically nearly, one of the best entertainers, one of the best mic talkers. He's on SmackDown right now, and I recommend anyone watching him. Anytime KO's on Talking Smack, he just takes over the show. He is the best mic worker at the company. And number one, it's not really a surprise, it's Finn Balor. 293 days, the longest reign ever. Nickname Mr. NXT, nickname NXT franchise. The guy beat Kevin Owens on Beast in the East live from Tokyo, which felt like a homegrown advantage for Finn, because he was like a massive name in Japan thanks to his time in the Bullet Club in New Japan. He literally, for a lot of people, Finn Balor is still, for them, when they think NXT, they think Finn Balor as NXT champion. Since he's left NXT, he was the first ever Universal champion, and he's just looking stronger and stronger every week. I can't wait to see where they put Finn next. Hopefully he will have a chance for the Universal belt sometime soon. But yeah, that's it. That's our top 10 list of NXT champions. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We will be doing more top 10 lists on Smack Talk. So if you like our videos, please like, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Boise88. And yeah, have a great day, guys.